GeneralJSmith here with my official The Lego Movie review. That's right guys, after 50 years Lego has finally made its first official full feature-length film. I know, it's a pretty big moment in the Lego community, and let's just sort of ignore those 4 Barnacle films we got a few years ago. Yeah, they didn't happen. But anyway though, so this moment was clearly a major event in the Lego community for just so many different reasons. Just ignoring the fact that it is technically the first full feature proper film, you know, including all the Lego themes. Again, I'll say just ignore the Barnacle ones because they were just sort of one theme. No one really cared. It was sort of a little thing within Lego. It's like the Yoda Chronicles. No one particularly cared about it, but this is the finally, I'd like to count as the first official Lego film which is actually released in cinemas global. It's actually become quite big. I mean, it's awesome. But I probably clarify, sorry I have got around to the review quite late. It came out last Friday, or at least in the UK it did. I'm now doing this review on Tuesday. You probably won't be seeing this at least till Wednesday though. So, yeah, sorry about doing a bit late. I don't really have any excuse at all. I did see it on Sunday, so yeah, but there you go. I should also probably clarify that this review almost definitely will contain spoilers. And probably quite a lot of them. In fact, because the thing is, because I'm doing it quite a bit late, you've probably seen a bunch of reviews where, you know, there are no spoilers, you know, like, I don't know, I can't think of many people who've done reviews yet, but they probably tried not to put spoilers in case you haven't seen it, because it is still quite new out. And that's not going to be me, because I don't want to just do a general overview of the film without doing spoilers, because it's going to be sort of difficult, and I really want to get into the details of it, because it's so awesome. So yeah, just a bit of a warning before we start. This is a full spoiler-packed film from the beginning pretty much throughout, so yeah. Anyway though, so we have a bunch of voice actors, and not just that, we have a bunch of different minifigures that we've sort of seen over the years. For example, obviously we have the 1980s, you know, spaceship person, that's awesome. We get a Batman, which is sort of like a tribute to, you know, the fact we're getting Batman sets and all these new Batman films coming out, and it's just, yeah. Also, spoiler, well, there's no point spoiler because I just said at the beginning, I think. But anyway, spoiler, we did see a Star Wars moment. It was a very, very brief Star Wars moment, but it was nonetheless a Star Wars moment. We saw Chewie, we saw C-3PO, and we saw Han Solo. You know, all the Millennium Falcon, and basically you have to try and take a hyperdrive, you know, to fly to this place, and it's yeah. Anyway though, so we do see a bit of Star Wars, not as much as I wish, but at the end of the day, you know, it is generally a thing for all audiences. So I just want to go into the characters for a little bit. Now, as I said, there's a bunch of really cool voice actors we get. I've already mentioned Chris Pratt as Emmett, the official, you know, the main character. But we do get a bunch of other really cool guys who you also might have heard of. For example, we get Will Ferrell, as I said before, as the evil mastermind, Lord Business, or President Business, whatever you want to call him. Also as the guy upstairs. That's sort of like a little, not really a trend or anything, it's just basically a little thing they mentioned a few times about the man upstairs. Trust me, you'll know when you watch the film. Elizabeth Banks as Wild Style, that's awesome. By the way, big spoiler again, Wild Style, we learn later in the film's real name is Lucy, and also another spoiler, she's dating Batman, so that's awesome. Speaking of which, the person playing Batman is Will Arnett, I think that's pronounce his name, whatever. And that's just a really cool throwback. On Wikipedia it says as Batman, a DC Comics superhero. Well, obviously, so I don't know really. But anyway, we get Nick Offerman as Metalbeard. I really like Metalbeard. He basically joins, you know, Emmett's little gang in trying to fight Lord Business, basically because Lord Business steals all his body parts. Well, not steals them, but he gets crippled in some way because of what Lord Business does. So he has to like just put on this thing out of scrap, and it's, you know, if you've seen the actual set, then you'll sort of know what I'm talking about. We don't see his treasure chest open. If you have the set of Lord Business, you know he has that treasure chest with like the bone and sausage or something. Yeah, we don't see that open. So just a few people were mentioning, I wonder if they're going to see it open. So good, but you know. And then of course someone I really love, and I think a lot of people are too, or especially a lot of girls really. So I don't really want to say I love her. But anyway, we get Alison Brie as Unikitty, and it says here, a unicorn anime kitten hybrid. That sounds awful. Okay, trust me when I say it's a lot better than how this guy put it. But it's basically this really cute little kitty who sort of lives on this magic cloud thing, I don't know. which all gets blown up by law businesses, you know, guy when they track Emmett to this thing, you know, with the thing that was on his foot, you know, that piece you see, yeah? Whatever, you'll know what I'm talking about when you actually see the film. They track him there and they destroy the big cloud where Unikitty lives. Unikitty gets all sad, like, think positive, except at the end of the film where she sort of loses it. And when I say loses it, I mean really loses it. She goes literally insane. She basically like, takes out all these guys, and it's quite funny actually. I'm sure a lot of girls watching are gonna say, yeah, you go girl, because I did. But anyway. So yeah. And of course we get Charlie Day as Benny. Benny is the 1980 something. It actually says 1980 something. Space guy, you know that famous guy, you know, the first official space person. You know, I mean, it's just, yeah, come on, he had to be in there. And the fact they even include the details of like the crack in his helmet, you know, even the dust, the fact he's meant to be from like the 1980s. You know, the dust in torture, you just see it sometimes as it's incredible. I love the way they add these little things. It just makes, you know, it reinforces the fact that, you know, you can make that in stop motion because it's just so, yeah. I mean, it might as well have been really. It would have taken longer, but you know, you get the point. Liam Neeson? Yeah. Sorry, I can't spell, guys. Okay. Liam Neeson as bad cop / good cop. Oh yes, I love bad cop / good cop. He sort of turns good in the end because law business betrays him, and he's sort of portrayed as Boba Fett in the original Star Wars, but I mention that later. So yeah, and I really love good cop / bad cop. He has all these cool gadgets. He leads those robot minions. Those robot minions, by the way, are sort of basically like the battle droids in the Star Wars. They're idiots. They're morons, and they're kind of funny morons. I mean, you see this one, you know, back when in the Wild West sort of time zone. Which is sort of dressed up as lady, which is really funny. Speaking of the time zones, there's actually a moment where they sort of say, well, Wildstar was telling Emmett there are so many different realms in the Star Wars universe, and they actually see clips, like really quick clips, of so many different universes. I don't believe we see the Star Wars one, but we do see, for example, Speed Racer. I recognise that one. We saw Barnacle. You know, I mean, it's just so awesome, and I love the way they did that. I'm not going to go through every single actor here because, look, there's a lot of them, but you know, you get the point. I mean, what does it say? Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, so, you know, look forward to that. Yeah. And by the way, guys, I will be honest with you. When I was going to film, I was going to just go it literally just because I wanted to do this review for you guys. Other than that, I wouldn't have really seen it. I mean, if I had seen it, otherwise, it'd only be because it's a Lego film. But if it was just like a normal film, like if I wasn't into Lego as much, I would not have seen the film because originally, I thought it was going to be like for, you know, 4-year-olds, like, you know, general Lego. You know, I mean, the trailer sort of meant to look like, and the trailer, you know, had some sort of cheese jokes. It's just my personal opinion, I don't want to stress. You know, but once I went to see it, I was like, whoa, this film is actually really good. Like, seriously, really good. I don't just recommend it for 4-year-olds and people who are into Lego. No. I actually recommend it to all audiences. I think pretty much all kids are going to want to watch it, just even if they're into Lego or not. But even parents, you know, you might end up enjoying this. You know, you take your kids along and say, oh, I've got to sit here for 2 hours. But you actually will probably enjoy it because it's not a bad film. Yeah, there are some cheesy jokes just because, you know, it is a Lego movie. But there are actually some really cool jokes, some kind of funny jokes, and there were points where I actually did laugh quite a bit. So, yeah, there you go. Now, we get a bunch of actors in this movie, as I said before, and when I say that, I mean a bunch. I actually have a list. I printed this off Wikipedia of all the actors, or the voice actors, playing them. So, yeah, and actually, no spoiler alert, in the end, we do see a moment with actual people, because you'd think the whole Lego movie would just be of Lego, and it is actually, but in the very end, we do see actual living people, and I wasn't sure about that, you know. I was thinking, man, it's a Lego movie, are they going to sort of ruin it with these sort of, you know, real people trying to relate to the real world? But they didn't. In fact, it was perfect. They related it so well, it was just awesome. Anyway though, right, so the actual thing, speaking as the Lego, it looks so much like a stop motion. It like really did. I actually, if you put the work in, and if, you know, it would obviously take a lot of work, a lot of camera work, a lot of all that, but in theory, if you had all the minifigures and all the sets and everything, why couldn't you make this at home? Like, literally, why couldn't you? It was all done with stop motion, like every little detail. Not just like, you know, all the big things, the big buildings, whatever. No, I'm talking about every detail. even down to the dirt and the whatever on the pavement, even down to the explosions, the fires, the water. We didn't see much water, but you get the point. It was all Lego, and it's awesome. I mean, the fact that you can make it absolute every detail Lego, and in fact, it wasn't like anything unrealistic. Like we've seen the Lego games, you know, where you see them moving their arms like that, you know, when actual Lego minifigures can't move their arms like this. But it wasn't like that. It actually looked genuinely like they made the whole thing from stop motion. I mean, obviously they made it from computer animation, but it would be awesome if they did, really. So, Chris Pratt plays Emmett Brzezowski, whatever the name is. And he's basically just a normal construction worker. It's sort of a throwback to the fact that Lego City well, I'm not sure it's the most popular theme, maybe Star Wars is, I'm not entirely sure about that. But the point is, it's Lego City, I think we can all agree, is a very popular theme and possibly one of the most common minifigures in the whole minifigure thing. You know, ever since Lego was created, was probably the construction minifigure, which is where Lego goes with this. Emmett is literally, and you know the thing is like, you know, when I do my reviews and when a bunch of people do their reviews and say in a Lego Star Wars set we get a clone and I just zoom past them, or say for example the 2014 sets when I did them, we had a bunch of droids and I didn't really review any of them because we'd all seen droids before, we'd all seen battle droids, there was nothing really to see. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Emmett is basically just another one of these minifigs, nothing special about him, and Lego really tried to put this to their credit. And I really love that. Just to go briefly in the plot, I'm not going to go massively in the plot because actually I printed off the plot as well from Wikipedia. Yeah, that's actually how long it is. I know, right? And that's just like the plot, like paraphrasing. So it's like, yeah. So a lot happens. Anyway though, basically Emmett finds this piece of resistance. I knew that. He falls into a pit, finds the piece of resistance, it attaches to a back. He gets taken in custody, a bunch of things happen. And basically the whole thing is just for him and his little group of followers to try and get this piece of resistance to another place, I've forgotten what it's called, to basically reunite it and stop evil and do all that. So I did think it was going to be generic, you know, good versus evil, and I suppose it is, but I love the underlying message, because, yeah, okay, the plot is actually quite exciting, and quite sort of interesting. I was actually quite intrigued to see how it all worked out and everything. But there was also an underlining message, which I will go into, and this is probably the biggest spoiler of the entire movie, so, you know, if you've managed this far, then I assume you don't care, so, whatever. But anyway, so the biggest underlying message of the film is the fact that it more comes towards the end when we get the actual people playing it. And by the way, Will Ferrell, who also plays Lord Business, I have to research that, okay, we do see him in person, so that's awesome to actually see him playing an actual actor, because he's an actor, and it's awesome to see that. We also see a little kid, don't know who that is really, but then sort of do the discussion, and it's about, basically, Will Ferrell is just taking a 30-year-old guy, you know, basically an AFOL who's bought all this Lego and it's collected over the years. Like down in his basement, he's got this massive pile of just these Lego City sets, you know, basically a Lego City. And the thing is, he's got all these posters saying "Do not touch," whatever, because it's so delicate and everything. He doesn't want it to be broken and all that. The thing is, though, obviously no one plays with it, and that's the really underlying message of the fact that his kid then comes down, and you realise, big spoiler. The whole film basically is just like a story that this kid has been playing. You know, that's basically what it's been doing, and it's just awesome. And his dad comes down and he says, "No, these are not toys." I mean, there's a bit of joke about ages 8 to 14. I kind of like that joke at all, but and it's sort of like a message saying, you know, Lego isn't meant to be put on display and just, you know, left there to, you know, to collect dust for the rest of eternity. I mean, if you're one of the people who do that, I'm not going to try and criticize you or anything. You know, I mean, for example, if I got the Super Star Destroyer, I wouldn't be really playing with that because it's not really a play set. It's just a collector and view set. But nonetheless, it's all an underlying message of the fact that, you know, Lego, the reason so many people love Lego is because you can take it apart. You know, one of the most underlying features of Lego is the fact you can take it apart and put it together in different ways. You know, and it's the fact that you create all these different random models. For example, if you combined, I don't know, Power Miners set with a ATTE, whatever. You know, it's just the fact that you can make anything basically, and that's awesome. So how does the evil Lord Business? What's his massive plan? basically his plan is to, well, in a way, just steal all the creativity when he captures all the, you know, superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, all the different people we see in the film, which I have to say is kind of cool, and he tries to steal the creativity from their heads, because he wants a world where, let's be honest guys, like a lot of AFOLs, you know, just wants a world where there's no sort of mixing and matching of sets, as I mentioned before, you know, where you just have one set, you know, how the instruction made it, and then there you go, you don't add anything on, you don't take anything away, and there you go. So you want to take all the way, all the creativity, so it should be left like that. Ironically, he's then defeated by creativity, as every Lego builder, every master builder goes around and creates their own things, you know, and goes and attacks them and kills them. How does he plan to do this? He does it with the dreaded Craggle. The Craggle was basically glue. I love the way they sort of did that. The fact you get these sort of people who glue their Lego bricks together so they're permanently like that. And it's just, you know, just like a throwback to that, the fact that Lego's meant to be fun, it's meant to be playable, you're meant to be able to customize and interchange things. It's like gluing them. It's like, you know, what's the point in a way of buying Lego if you're just going to glue the pieces together? You might as well buy just like a scale model of the same set. So I really love the way they portray the dreaded Craggle, and it's really awesome. So there, I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting actually some Lego sets, but we'll see. So yeah. Yeah, so it's a great film. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, you know. There you go, guys. Really, I thought this review was going to be longer, but, you know, whatever. So, yeah, there's probably like a bunch of things I missed off. I don't want to go massively. I just really revealed the massive spoilers, but I don't want to reveal the little ones. No. But, yeah, so, I mean, I don't just recommend this for Lego fans, and I don't just recommend it for kids, I recommend it for all ages. I even recommend it for adults, because it was actually quite fun. It got 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 93% of the audience liked it. Yeah, I know, right? And considering that obviously, you know, kids can't really write reviews of it, that means 93% must have been the adults, so 93% of the adults liked it. So, it was an awesome film. I highly recommend you see it if you haven't already, which you probably have if you're a Lego fan, because let's be honest guys, you know, it's awesome. It's their first ever official film. And I just want to mention that they have officially announced there will be a sequel, The Lego Movie 2! Yeah, that's right. And I can't wait to see what that's going to be like. There was so many really funny jokes in the end. I mean, I just love the whole thing, the whole underlying message, the plot itself. I love the characters, the way they portray, you know, law business, bad cop as well. Just a little thing I want to mention, Bad Cop was sort of like, he was portrayed as sort of, if you will, Boba Fett in Star Wars The Originals. You know, like, the sort of henchman, the really cool guy, and spoiler alert again, he turns good when Lord Business sort of betrays him. By the way, can you leave in the comments if it's Lord Business or President Business? I mean, I've got Lord Business here, but in the film I heard them call him a lot President Business. I'm not sure why you call them two different things. Yeah, they're both pretty evil, but okay. Whatever. I mean, yeah. So there you go, guys. That's my movie review of the Lego Movie. There isn't much to say about it. There's almost definitely 1,000 things I've left off. Partially because I've forgotten, partially on purpose, because I want you to go see it for yourselves. Because it's just, you know, I want you to find out for yourselves. And it really inspired me. This may sound corny, but when I came home, it sort of inspired me to get all my Lego out and just to make something random, you know, and do like a stop motion. So, yeah, you know, you never know, maybe a stop motion's in the works, who knows. But yeah, so there you go. That's my review of it, the Lego Movie. I'm going to say it's the first ever official Lego movie, because I'm disregarding the Bionicle thing, which I mentioned 3 times now. But yeah, so, there you go. I can't wait for the sequel. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I mean, I assume it won't be anytime soon, mainly because they've just literally released this one, so. But I can't wait for the sequel. I highly recommend you go see it, because it was really awesome, like it actually was. I've said that so many times now, haven't I? You're probably getting tired of my voice. If you haven't switched off already, then awesome. Please give me a like down below if you like this video. Please leave down any comments if you've got any comments. If you've already seen the Lego Movie, what do you think of it? Because I really want to know. If you enjoyed it, which I hope you did, then please let me know. You know, if you enjoyed this review, please let me know. Also, I just recently saw RoboCop, and I realised not many people have done RoboCop reviews. So I was thinking, should I make this sort of like a more long-term sort of series thing, you know, doing movie reviews on my second channel? And this is really more a special thing for this channel, this Lego movie review, but should I do, you know, do you want me to do more movie reviews in the future of maybe new films that come out? Because I'm a big movie buff, not just of Star Wars or Lego films, just of films in general. I've got a bunch. I mean, right down here, you know, you can't see it, but like there's a bunch of my DVDs and stuff like that. But yeah, so there you go. I've said this like 3 times now, but I'll say it for the last time. Please like this video if you liked it. Please leave down in the comments any of your thoughts. Please leave down in the comments with Lord or President business. And please subscribe to my channel as always. This is really just a special off video. So the next video I'll go back to normal and I will be doing some more classic reviews. For example, this one, the Abu Starfire thing. Yeah, I've got to find the pizza for this. But yeah, cool. Okay, so there you go then. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, troops.